Twilight Zone to Star Trek. Hardware, software, take a seat if you dare.
Power up, download, database, break the code, CD-ROM, super slick, point and click.
Take the spin, now you're in really techno-hip, all because of a computer chip.
It's another day in the life of a family, maybe a little bit like yours.
Hi, we're the Jamisons, and if you're like us, until recently, we didn't know much about computers. But a few months ago, we decided to join the information age, and we'd like to share with you what our family has learned about computers.
Well, the first thing you need to do is set up your new computer system.
It's really exciting to take the computer out of the box. And it's also a little bit confusing because there's so many cables to plug in.
And you're not sure what to do, right, Dad?
Well, I recommend that first you make sure all the parts are there before you start to get underway.
That's right, and everyone can help. You know, they've made it so much easier than in the old days. Now most computer systems are sold with a lot of software programs already installed.
And the installation of additional software is made automatic with Microsoft Windows 95 plug-and-play technology.
So first, you'll need to connect up the individual components of your system.
If you're lucky, your system will have color-coded cables that enable you to put your pieces together easily.
It's so simple, even your kids can do it. Tell them, Peter.
First, you hook up your mouse. That's the pointer, your monitor and speakers, if you have them. Then, connect your printer. And if you got lucky, you got a scanner too. It's fun because it lets you put photos and images inside your computer.
That's good advice, Peter. That way you can make sure all of your equipment is working correctly.
So, after you've got everything installed, you'll be excited.
Yeah, the computer comes on, you see the icons on the screen, they represent the programs you have. It's cool.
It really is. Now you'll use the mouse to navigate around the screen.
Get used to clicking and double-clicking with your mouse to select the things you want. Now, if you're having installation problems, you may want to check the following. Are all of your components plugged in properly? Are they getting power? Are the contacts on your system clean and well seated in their outlets?
Oh, also, if a modem is involved, is your telephone line connected? Are the cables between your components short enough to avoid signal loss? And finally, has your system been moved around so the pieces may have come loose?
If problems persist, you'll need to contact the help desk of your computer manufacturer or your retailer. Be ready to tell them the specifics of the problems that you've had. That will help them to get to the bottom of your problem more quickly.
Now here's an efficient solution for at-home computer problem solving. Semantic PC Handyman. It can help solve simple problems before you have to go to the trouble to take your computer in for repairs.
You simply install PC Handyman, and when you type in the problem you're having, it gives you some possible solutions, and then it helps you solve it.
That's right. It also includes an application called Crash Guard to help you recover from computer freeze-ups.
So remember as you watch this tape, if you're serious about learning about your computer, it can be a real asset to you, both personally as well as professionally. In fact, it can change your life. But first, you really need to start out with an understanding of the basics of your system and how to use each program. So let's dive right in.
All because of a computer chip.
One of the most basic computer applications is word processing.
In the good old days, this was known as typing. And the most fortunate used the IBM Selectric, which allowed you to go back and correct your mistakes without using that chalky white stuff.
But then along came computers and word processing, and it revolutionized the old way of typing documents. Word processing not only types letters, but it also helps to format school reports, resumes, and business proposals, and much, much more.
I did a great report for school on surfing, complete with footnotes, a table of contents. I was even able to spell check and format it to look very professional. It got me an A.
All right.
And I did a newsletter for Girl Scouts, complete with pictures.
That's great.
That's great, honey. Now, to mention all the use I get out of word processing program in my decorating business. Even though I work out of the home, professional word processing makes my company look as big as the others.
Almost, Mom.
So I'll bet our viewers want to know how to get underway in working with a word processing program and how you choose one in the first place.
The first question you need to answer is to determine whether your needs are simple or more complex.
If you're going to be using your system in a pretty basic way, you may find that the word processor included in your computer's startup package is sufficient for your needs.
One program that's included in many computer bundles is Microsoft Works. Works and products like it include several programs in addition to the basic word processing program.
Or you might need a more sophisticated program if you'll be using the word processor for a lot of different projects. Then you should consider a more deluxe application like Microsoft Word or Corel WordPerfect.
These sophisticated word processing programs give you additional features like style templates, graphics, and other desktop publishing features. However, they take more time to learn and require more computer memory and disk space.
Look how easy it is to word process a letter or school report.
Yeah, you just type.
The word processor's special features like spell check and cut and paste make your document look like it was professionally printed. And today, many of these applications come bundled together with other programs in money-saving packages called suites, and they can represent some real savings.
You know, Ann, you get more today for $250 than you used to get for twice that amount. Suites today typically include a word processing program, a database program, which is great to keep track of people and things, and a spreadsheet program that helps you analyze your finances. Now let's take a look at the basics of getting started with Microsoft Word. First, to launch the program, you click on Start with your mouse, then select Programs, then select Microsoft Word. To open a new document, you click on File, then New. Or to open an existing document, you click on File, then Open. Then select your document from the list. To save your document, select File, then Save, and type in a name for the document that you will recognize. Then select OK. Or, if you want to, save an alternate version with a different name, choose Save As, then select OK. To print, simply select File, then Print. Then select the pages or the number of copies you wish to print, even change the printer if you wish, then select OK to go ahead and print. It's easy to edit your document. You can move text by highlighting your selection, then choosing Edit and Cut. Or copy text by highlighting your selection, then choosing Edit and Copy. Then find the location you wish to move or copy the text to, and select Edit and Paste. To spell check, you select Tools, then Spelling, and Microsoft Word asks for confirmation or correction of any questionable words. To insert a picture, select Insert, then Picture. Then select the Clip Art Gallery or another graphics folder, and select a graphic for your document if you wish. To place a border within your document, highlight the text you want to border, then select Format, then Border, then the type of border you wish and any shading, then select OK. To insert a table within your document, select Table, then Insert Table, then choose the number of columns and rows you wish, then select OK. Remember though, there are many more features in Word that you will find useful once you get familiar with the basics. And there are shortcuts for many of the commands. To find them, consult your manual or the on-screen help feature.
All because of a computer chip.
Say you're thinking of opening up a new business and you want to see if you're on the road to success. You should use a spreadsheet to plan your budget. Do you know what a spreadsheet is, Peter?
Sure I do, Dad. It's like a big form that allows you to consider what are called scenarios. You take different assumptions that lead to different financial outcomes. To use a spreadsheet, you place the information into what are called cells. Input the formula, and the program does the math for you. It's great. And spreadsheet and database programs can do complex calculations if you learn how to program them. They're used in big businesses, the military, and the government to do these same types of analyses, only much bigger.
Why wasn't I that smart when I was a kid? Now, let's take a look at the basics of getting started with Microsoft Excel. First, to launch the program, you click on Start with your mouse, like you're selecting Word. Then select Programs, then select Microsoft Excel. To open a new document, you click on File, then New. Or to open an existing document, you click on File, then Open. then select your document from the list. Similarly, to save your document, select File, then Save, and type in a name for the document that you will recognize. Then select OK. Or, if you want to, say, save an alternate version with a different name, choose Save As, then select OK. To print, simply select File, then Print. Again, just like Word. Then select the pages or the number of copies you wish to print. Even change the printer if you wish. Then select OK to go ahead and print. You may find it useful to use the templates provided as examples to get started. Assuming that you are using the complete Microsoft Office package, you will typically find the examples under MS Office, Templates, Spreadsheet Solutions. That's what we've done here. For this fictitious business, we can input various forecasts and actual sales of different products for different periods, by month and by year, and the Excel spreadsheet program automatically tallies our results. For more complex calculations, you'll need to learn how to construct your own formulas, but Excel's Function Wizard and other tools can help. And like Word, it's easy to edit your document in Excel. You can move text by highlighting your selection, then choosing Edit and Cut. Or copy text by highlighting your selection, then choosing Edit and Copy. Then find the location you wish to move or copy the text to, and select Edit and Paste. Finally, you can attractively format the text in your spreadsheet with the Auto Format tool. You simply highlight the section you want to format, then select Format, then the type of format you wish, then select OK. Remember though, there are many more features in Excel that you will find useful once you get familiar with the basics. And there are shortcuts for many of the commands. To find them, consult your manual or the on-screen help feature.
All because of a computer chip.
You may also get a graphics program to produce charts and pictures for your business presentations.
And a database can help your business track its inventory and do lots of other useful things.
That's true. Or you can keep up to date on your telephone calls and correspondence list.
Microsoft calls their suite the Microsoft Office, and there are several other good ones out there too.
All because of a computer chip.
Okay, but I'll bet our viewers want to know how to install one of these suites, Dad.
Well, the first thing you need to determine is your system resource availability.
What's that?
That's fancy computer talk for whether you have enough processing power, disk space, and memory to handle the application you're going to run.
With today's more powerful programs, they do require a lot more memory and storage.
I still remember back in the old days of computers when 40 megabytes was a lot.
Geez, Dad, that's ancient history. Did you have black and white televisions back then, too?
No, and we didn't have Duke Nukem either, and if you're not careful, neither will you.
Sorry.
Busted.
Anyway, let's show the folks at home just how easy it is to install today's programs.
To install a suite of Office applications, you use the same type of installation process as for most other programs. You click on My Computer, then select Add and Remove Programs, then click ahead to install the application from your CD or disk.
You'll simply select the default locations most of the time. That allows the computer to make the most likely settings automatically.
Then you remove your disks, reboot your system, and you're on your way.
You better explain how to reboot your computer. Sounds like we're getting our shoes resold.
To reboot, you simply choose Yes if the computer asks you whether to turn itself off and then on again. It's the way the computer gets started with your program.
But what if you're still having trouble?
That's where the helpline comes in handy. Each manufacturer provides free technical help for a limited amount of time when you first purchase your computer or software.
After that, you pay for it, but it can sure make it easy if you have a difficult question. Also, it can be helpful to buy a book with some specifics on your application.
All because of a computer chip.
Now, here are some applications that can bring hours of enjoyment to every member of the family. They're called graphics programs. They give you the chance to be really creative by using the computer to help you draw and paint digitally.
I love graphics on the computer. Even with my limited artistic ability, I can create great documents right here at home. For example, I prepared this club newsletter last month using Microsoft Publisher. And there are other great home graphic software programs out there too.
Tell them how you did it, Dad. Everyone was so impressed by how professional it looked.
Well, Microsoft Publisher program has helpers that are called wizards. You use them to select a predetermined format, then input your data, maybe add a picture. Voila! It looks just like a professional did it.
Having experience with computer graphics is great for all sorts of documents. I prepared a sales document for my decorating firm, as well as our company stationery and billing forms. I even helped my sister create a new resume when she was looking for a job.
Isn't she still out of work?
And I made ballots for the school elections.
And you can make greeting cards, party invitations, posters, logos, doll clothes. All you need is a little imagination and the help of your computer's graphics programs.
And then you can print them all out in lifelike color. You'll feel like a professional graphic designer. Depending on the application, you'll have some different tools, but all the programs have a lot in common. Some allow you to reduce and enlarge pictures, others can cut or erase parts, and they all have a lot of clip art images that you can use. Sample images come with most applications when you buy them.
Your entire family will enjoy being creative using a graphics program on the computer.
All because of a computer chip.
One of the most popular programs for home computers is money management. After all, aren't most of us perplexed about where all the money goes? It's one of the things I like best now that I've become a computer whiz. It helps me stay close and up to date with our family's finances. While there are several programs out there, I like to use Quicken. It's known to be one of the most popular and convenient software packages on the market.
Putting our household finances on the computer was one of the best things we ever did. Our kids quickly learned that money doesn't grow on trees, and we all became better at budgeting our finances.
To use Quicken, you simply type in the information like you're using a checkbook. Boop. It's really easy. Keeping it up to date is easy too. I simply input our earnings on a weekly basis and record each check I've written and enter the information from each credit card statement. This gives me a good understanding of how our family spends its money. And it's helped me save and plan up for our kids' education. And even a fun for the family vacation.
Cool. Show them the graphs you always do, Mom.
Ta-da! And this is the best part. The program automatically draws graphs showing where you've spent your money. And when I started my decorating business here at home, Quicken was an easy way for me to set up the books.
Dad told me he's going to help me get a checking account and use Quicken on the computer to track my funds.
What about me, Mom? I have money too.
Well, I guess you'll have to ask your dad if you can get one.
All because of a computer chip.
Unfortunately, viruses in our computers are as real as viruses in our families.
Excuse me.
Bless you, honey. And a program to scan and remove a computer virus is an essential tool to consider. In this case, we've chosen the Virus Scan Deluxe program from McAfee.
What do viruses do to the computer?
Well, honey, they can make your computer sick. They can erase your entire hard drive, make strange messages come up on your screen, and all sorts of weird things.
How do you get them?
By loading counterfeit software and hackers that get into the system.
And with everyone in the family sharing files, the best way to guard against the problem is to know who you're getting any shared programs from, and to use a virus scan program on anything you've been given.
You should make it a practice to regularly scan your system. In fact, McAfee Virus Scan Deluxe can be set to automatically scan each new file as it's introduced into your system.
Installing antivirus program software is easy. In this case, you simply double-click on the CD-ROM drive, and the software checks for viruses and installs to keep your system virus-free. And it's important to regularly download information on new viruses because viruses are always changing.
Sorry.
All because of a computer chip.
Two more key tools I find essential on my system are an unerase program. Symantec makes an excellent one from Peter Norton, and a tape backup system. These will save you untold headaches when you have computer problems.
What do they do?
I can explain that, Dad. An unerased program allows you to restore files you have deleted, and at regular intervals, backup system copies all of the information on your computer so that if you have a crash, you won't lose any valuable data.
Very good, Peter. Now, on a serious note, I want you children to learn to be very regimented about backing up your data on a regular basis. If you don't, someday you're going to lose a very important document that you might have been working on for a couple of days, and there will be nothing I can do to help you retrieve it.
Your daddy's right, kids. Backing up your data is very important, and it is a habit you should get into when you're working on the computer. And I can tell you about a disaster from first-hand experience. Remember the time?
I thought we weren't going to talk about that one.
You're right, honey. I don't need to bring up a sore subject. You just make sure that you get a program that regularly captures all of your input. It'll save you a lot of heartache.
How often do we actually have to back things up?
At school, they told us we should do it every few minutes.
That's a good idea. And you usually set your scheduled tape backup system to back up your changed files every day.
Just use your brain, sis.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's enough out of you two. We have another very important topic to cover.
What's that, Dad?
I want the two of you kids, and you too, Anne, to be very, very careful about installing or buying counterfeit disks. They can introduce computer viruses, and they're against the law. You may find them for sale at school, or a friend might offer to lend them to you. Please, if you have any doubts whatsoever about the source of a disk, let's examine it together. Or just say no.
Okay, Dad.
All because of a computer chip.
You know, Dad, almost all the cool stuff for computers these days comes on CD-ROMs. Games, shareware, phone books, multimedia, music, everything.
That's true, son. CD-ROMs hold an incredible amount of data, and they're relatively inexpensive. Fortunately, most computers today have CD-ROMs built right in.
But if your computer doesn't have one, CD-ROMs aren't very expensive, and they can usually be installed easily through Windows 95's Plug and Play by just plugging them in. We highly recommend that you add one to your system.
We should give all the parents out there a tip. Installing the new CD-ROM technology can certainly make a difference in your child's performance in school. I became better in math because I used Mighty Math Calculating Crew when I was only 3.
That's true, honey. It really gave you a great foundation for early math skills.
And there are hundreds of other educational software titles that can help give your children a head start with their education. Oh, Peter, show them the Life magazine CD-ROM with the contents from the past 50 years. That we got free with the computer.
Cool.
And again, how do you install a CD-ROM?
Just like the other programs we've been talking about, sis. You click on My Computer, then select Add and Remove Programs. Then click ahead to the Install application from your CD or disk. It's fun to do installations.
All because of a computer chip.
You know, since we're talking about all the great documents you can create with a good graphics program, this is probably the best time to talk about all the advances that have been made in printers.
You know, Anne is right. Things have changed a lot from the days of the old dot matrix printers. First, they introduced the laser printer, which in itself made a remarkable difference in the time it took to print documents and the quality of the printing itself.
But that's nothing compared to all the new color printing technology since. We own the new Epson Stylus Color 500 printer. For all the professional sales material I've developed on it and the money I have saved from the local quick print stores, this printer has been worth its weight in gold.
Honey, don't you think that's because you're already such a good artist?
Well, that's true. Actually, dear, you know what they say about an artist and her tools? Without this fabulous printer, I'm afraid I wouldn't have been able to attract the high-end clients like I have.
It is really cool for school reports. I downloaded a picture from the internet and I included it in my social studies report. It looks so great that I got an A.
Wasn't that an A-?
So I forgot to spell check. An A is still an A.
That's right, son. Hey, why don't you go and grab that picture so we can show it to our viewers?
In the meantime, let's print something else for them to see. Dasha, what would you like to print?
How about my invitation to my birthday party?
Oh, that's perfect. I'm sure everyone would like to see that.
Here it is.
And mine too.
I'm proud of you kids.
And you know, I'm proud of you, honey, because after all, you bought us our new color printer.
Us too.
I do think that a little information on how to set up the new color printer would be helpful, though.
I agree.
How about you, Peter?
I can handle it. When you get your new printer, you may need to install some new software. It depends on the model, but you will need to set up so that Windows 95 can recognize the printer and automatically install the proper drivers, as they're called. You should have your Windows installation disks nearby in case they're needed.
All because of a computer chip.
Once installed, to print, you will select your new printer from the File Print menu within your application. If you plan to use that printer exclusively, then select it as your default printer.
I don't know what you mean by default printer, Dad.
Well, honey, some people might have more than one printer. For example, they may have a black and white printer and a new color printer like ours.
See, I told you it was easy.
All because of a computer chip.
And what would computers be without a few games for the family to play together?
You'll find games bundled in with Windows 95, like Minesweeper, Free Cell, Hearts, Solitaire, and 3D Pinball.
To get these games, you press the Start button, then select the programs, then select accessories, and then games. And there are probably a lot of other games that come bundled with your computer on a CD-ROM or a floppy disk.
They're easy to install too. You just launch them in the Add Remove Program section of your settings group.
And I got a free golf program on CD-ROM.
Yes, honey, and knowing how you play golf, it's probably a good thing. You'll be a lot less frustrated.
All because of a computer chip.
Dad, what is that? You look like you're ready to decode secret messages on a submarine.
That's very funny. You all love making fun of old Dad. For your information, young lady, this is a very exciting application. This is the Kurzweil voice recognition system.
Well, hasn't voice recognition been around for a while, honey?
Until now, it's never been affordable nor accurate enough for the everyday user. With this system, I can dictate a letter or draft a report without using a keyboard or a secretary. It's a great time saver, and it allows me to concentrate and communicate my ideas more efficiently than when I'm typing. Lawyers, teachers, and business people all love it. See? I'm doing it now.
Oh, isn't it the piece of equipment that you said was really easy to set up?
Yep. The Kurzweil voice system installs easily right out of the box, and you can train it to increase its accuracy to 97%.
Do you think you could help me with my project on the United Nations?
No, son, but I have some great ideas how you can research that report using your CD-ROM encyclopedia program.
I still think you could help me with my homework.
This whirlwind tour has been fun, but we're just about out of time.
But gee, Dad, I wanted to tell our viewers some more about some great computer programs.
And what about CD bundle bargains?
I guess that's just going to have to wait till next time.
Oh, but honey, before we go, let me show them the invitation I've been working on for your birthday party.
Aw.
I've included the email address so that relatives can respond quickly. I've been budgeting on our spreadsheet, and I've even have a fax number for the grocery store so I could be...
Cool, let me see
Well,
that,
as you can
Mommy.
see, our home computer really has
Danielle
touched
doesn't
our
like
lives,
that.
and we hope it will change yours too, for the better.
See you next time.
Low tech, high tech, Twilight Zone to Star Trek, hardware, software, take a seat if you dare.
Power up, download, database, break the code, CD-ROM, super slick, point and click.
Take the spin, now you're in really techno hip, all because of a computer chip.